All right, today James will be fielding a Portland class cruiser, a Northampton heavy cruiser, and 2 Fletcher destroyers for a total of 390 points. Today I will be fielding a Mogami class heavy cruiser and 2 Fubukis for 380 points. Alright guys, here we are. This is our first real game of Victory at Sea. I gave you guys a breakdown of the 2 fleets I'll be facing off against each other. James has an advantage with 10 points over my 380. He has 390. He also has an advantage in that he has 4 ships in his fleet. I only have 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll for initiative and then we'll get set up for the first turn. So, oops. Alright, I'm going to roll. I got a 5.
And I got a 5.
Okay, we're going to have to roll again, so here we go. I got 5.
And 5.
All right, let's see if we can go for 3 5s in a row. Nope, I got an 8.
I got a 5.
All right, so I got initiative. We're going to go ahead and start placing our first ships, and then we'll be right back. All right, guys, because I had initiative, James chose to move a ship first. He chose the Portland to move there, after which I responded with the Fubuki moving to there. And I'll just show you the relation, okay? And then James moved the... Did you move the Northampton or the...
I moved the Fletcher over here first.
He moved a Fletcher there, which I responded by moving the other Fubuki there. And then James had his Northampton, and then eventually his other Fletcher moved there. So right now, we're going to roll for the first attack, which is what I have because I have initiative. All of my guns are facing, all of my turrets, which are 5, are facing the Portland at long range, so that gives me a -1 to hit. I need 5 ups, and then we'll calculate the results after that. So, ooh, we got a few 6s here, so we'll clean this up, and then we'll see where we're at. All right, so 50% of the shots went through. I'm now going to roll for damage. I need a
3.
I need a 3 up. So I got 2 6s. That means there are 2 crits. We'll calculate that soon. So out of the 5, I actually had 2 hits, or 3 hits. All right, so right now James is looking at taking 5 damage based on his armor of 3. He got 1 from my roll of 4 and 2 each on the roll of 6s. But because I got 6s, I'm rolling for crits. I need 4 up on those. And no crits, so... he just takes the 5 damage on the Portland. All right, so James's Portland took 5 damage. Now he's elected to have the Northampton fire against the Mogami. He is within short range, 15 inches, so James gets 9 shots.
Yes.
So James gets 9 shots at short range with no modifier. He needs a 4 up. And he's got quite a few hits there. We're going to calculate that. Be right back. Okay, so James got 7 hits on the Mogami. He's now going to roll for damage. So James got 4 hits in for 8 damage, and he also got a natural 6, so he's going to roll for a crit. He needs a 4 up, which he gets, and we are going to roll for the crit, what it damaged. All right, so James is not going to roll on the crit table. He's caused 8 damage to the Mogami already. We're going to see what the result is. It is a 1, and that ends up being engine. So he got a crit on my engine. I'm going to go ahead and put a marker on the Mogami. All right, so James caused 8 damage to the Mogami as well as a crit to my engine, which will reduce my flank speed to 5 rather than 6. I've elected to fire this Fubuki into that Fletcher. It is at long range, so I get -1 and 1 attack dice, so I need a 5 up. And I miss, so that's it for that. James is going to tell me what he's going to do. Northampton?
Northampton into the...
Fubuki or the Mogami?
I can split shots, right?
All right, to answer James's question, it looks like in the rules, and we could be wrong, so if we are, just go ahead and let us know. He cannot split fire his main batteries against the Fubuki, only light guns and AA guns. So,
Okay, so
we are going to...
fire all guns into the Fubuki then.
Okay, so all guns into the Fubuki? Okay. Okay, so we measure the distance from bridge to bridge from Portland to Fubuki. It is 15 inch, which is short range for the Portland. He gets 9 shots.
4 up.
All right, so James got 3 hits onto the Fubuki. He's going to roll his damage dice now.
Yep. So.
And I hope you don't sink my Fubuki.
He has a 1-up.
Yeah, 1-up. The destroyers all have 1-up. Okay, so we get looks like 4 damage to the Fubuki. All right, so James actually did a devastating hit to my Fubuki. Took 4 damage, which brings it down to 5. Destroyers really don't have a lot of hit points. They are useful because they're fast and they have torpedoes. So hopefully I can get the Fubuki in range next turn to do torpedo launch. So, all right. At this point, I don't believe that my other Fubuki is in range. I'm going to take that measurement. All right. So I've elected to have this Fubuki attack that Fletcher. It is at extreme range at 19 inches, which is very close to 20. I have 3 shots because the light guns have 360-degree arc, and I'm angled. So because I'm at extreme, I have a -2 to my roll. I need 6 ups. I got 1. I'm actually pretty amazed. All right, so I did get 1 hit on the Fletcher there with a 6. It does have the weak trait, and I think that's the same for all destroyers, and weak means that the light guns just don't have enough punch. So they can't cause crits even if you roll a natural 6, unless it's a civilian ship like a merchant vessel or something like that. So I'm going to roll for damage now. He has an armor of 1,
Yes.
right? And I hit for 3 on the Fletcher. So not a bad hit for my little Fubuki, but I still have a lot of catching up to do in terms of that. So I think I only have 1 ship left. James, how many ships do you have left?
2 ships.
2 ships, the Fletchers. Okay, so which one are you going to fire with?
This first Fletcher over here.
To
the Fubuki.
Fubuki. Okay, so we're going to measure the range on that, and we'll be right back. All right, so James has elected to fire his Fletcher into the damaged Fubuki right here. He's got 1 shot. He needs to roll a 5 up, which he does not get, so that's a miss. And then he has 1 more ship to go.
That's going to fire into the
Mogami, so he does have 1 shot. We're gonna take a measurement from bridge to bridge. All right, so James is at his extreme range of 18 from his bridge in the Fletcher to the Mogami. He needs to roll a 6 up.
No.
And that's a miss. All right, guys, that is it for the first turn gunnery phase. We're gonna move on to our end phase, and that's because I have initiative. I get the opportunity to try damage control on the crit that James made on the Mogami. James doesn't have any crits, so he doesn't have to do the damage control phase. All right, so I have crit 1 to my engines. What I'm going to do is roll a d6, and everything above a 4 will apply to 1 crit on that vital system. So I got a 5. I clearly have enough to remove the engine crit, and now I am back to full flank speed. And since James doesn't have any crits of his own to deal with, no damage control is needed, we're going to go ahead and go to turn 2. All right, here we are back at turn 2. We're going to roll for initiative now. All right, so I rolled a 1. James rolled a 4. He gets initiative, so I'm passing the initiative token to him. That means I get to move first, and then we will move all our ships and be back after that. All right, it was an action-packed movement phase. We have moved to this portion of the map. I'm going to pull this out so you can see. Everything is going to be pretty much engaged. We got a lot of torpedo stuff, or a lot of opportunity for torpedoes. Actually, yeah, this one, the Fubuki here, can actually shoot with his torpedo because it's...
Yes.
But this one can't because on the Japanese destroyers, at least on the card, it shows a front and rear arc, whereas James's Fletchers fire from the side. So this is going to be kind of exciting. All right, so James is electing to have the Portland try to take out the Fubuki before a torpedo run can happen on the Portland there. He's got 9 shots at point blank range, so he gets +1 to each roll.
3 up.
So we got 4. I mean, that might be just enough. Okay, James is going to roll for damage.
Yes, 1 up. Yep, and that's...
Yep. So that's the Fubuki.
Done.
Destroy that. There's no point in counting all that because that's way over the 5 hit points I have left. So the Fubuki has been sunk. We're going to just... Nope. No. Let's just turn it over. We'll turn it over, and then I'm going to flip my card over, And then I'm going to elect my firing at this point. All right, James sank my Fubuki, so I am at a ship deficit at this point, but I am in point blank range of that Fubuki and this Northampton. However, I'm more afraid that I won't survive torpedo shots from the Fletcher, not Fubuki, than I am. I think I can weather shots from the Northampton. So I'm going to target the Fubuki, or the Fletcher. I keep saying Fubuki because that's what I am. I'm targeting the Mogami into the Fletcher. The front turrets, the A, B, and Q turrets are in point blank range, so I get +1, and that's 6 shots. And I got 3 hits in, so we'll pull that. And you have an armor of 1.
Yes.
So, 1, that's 3. And 4, that's 7 hit points. And I have taken out the Fletcher, so that is a destroyer to destroyer. Woo! Now I'm not so much afraid because those torpedoes aren't going to be aiming at me. But James does have a Northampton and another Fletcher that can still do devastating effect to my fleet. So James is going to decide who he's going to do first. Northampton, he's going to do the broadside on the Mogami, and Mogami already has 5 damage, so he's going to get 9 shots at, I'm going to assume that this is point blank range. It's 8 from bridge to bridge. Yep.
Yes, 6.
Yes. So he gets a +1 to all of his hits. So you got 9 shots, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
All right.
So he gets +1, so he needs 3 ups. He's got quite a few hits in there, so let's see what we got. Woo! All right, that's a lot of hits. Okay, so I have an armor of 3, so James will need 3 up.
Ooh, and that's 1 crit.
We got 1 crit. Mogami is a crit magnet. Okay, so we're going to tally up the hits first, and we'll be right back. Okay, so some of James's hits were negated because of my 3-up armor, but he did get 6 hits in, and he has the crit, so he's going to roll a crit with a D10.
Yes, a D10.
And that is to the 9. So James critted with a 9 hitting my crew, and what that does is I get -1 attack die. So I'm going to put that crit on my ship, which is kind of a bummer. But you know what? I've already completed my firing of the Mogami this turn, so it might not be as bad as it sounds. James has 1 more ship to fire with. That's going to be the Fletcher to the Fubuki. We're going to measure out the distance real quick, bridge to bridge. So 7. All right, James is in short range at 7 inches. He's got 3 shots because the light guns are 360. So he needs a 4-up. He's got 2 of them. And he needs anything above a 1. Oh, okay, so that's 5 damage to the Fubuki, the remaining Fubuki. Wow. All right, so the Fubuki took a devastating hit. She is down to 4 structure, or 4 hit points. And I think that's pretty much all the firing. Yes. Did we do all the firing? All right, so we are done with the gunnery phase. We are now going to move back to the end phase, and I'm going to do damage control. Obviously, the Mogami is a crit magnet. So I need to roll a d6. And I need to get a 4-up on that. And I got it. And because I'm way above what I need to roll for crit 1, the crew have been saved. Or are feeling a little bit better. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, here we are back at turn 3. We're going to roll for initiative. Here I go. I got a 9.
3.
And a 3, so I get initiative. James gets to move first, and we will be back after the movement phase. All right, here we are after the the movement phase. These are where the ships are positioned relative to each other. I think James and I are going to we're going to duke it out with the 2 destroyers, although he has an advantage because he actually has torpedoes, and we do want to get some torpedoes to go off this turn. James tried to position himself well to attack Mogami with his Northampton, but I moved away because my flank speed is 7, which gives me broadsides to the Portland, but we're both in point blank range, so this is going to be a devastating attack on both ships. And since I have initiative, I get my attacks first. I'm electing the Mogami to the Portland, and that gives me 10 shots. All right, so 10 shots from Mogami to the Portland. I get a 3-up because of point blank range. Oh, wow. Look at all those 1s and 2s. That's not actually, that's not good. Looks like I only got half my shots in here.
Still, that's okay.
I guess that's not bad, huh? All right, I'm going to roll damage. He has armor of 3, so I need 3 up. That broadside was very ineffective. I did nothing. I did absolutely nothing. And it is kind of embarrassing for the Mogami, who had the opportunity to possibly knock out the Portland. So, yeah, that's not a good day for the Mogami, especially since it's a crit magnet this game. All right, James is going to elect to fire his first ship. It's going to be torpedoes from the Fletcher to the Fubuki. Let's measure range real quick.
Yes, sir.
So bridge to bridge.
Yes, bridge to bridge. So that's going to be 7.
So that's short range.
y-
Oh no, it's
long range.
long range. So you get a -1 to your hit, and I believe
5 attack dice.
you got 5 attack dice. Is that right?
Yes. I found my stat card.
Okay, so he gets 5 attack dice. That's using all your torpedoes for this turn.
Yes, that's using my starboard for first
Starboard? Yeah.
torpedoes,
Okay,
which is this starboard.
right. Okay, so he gets 5 shots. He needs a
4 up.
4 up.
Wait.
Wait.
+1, 5 up.
5 up? Oh, no. Because you're in short range.
Yes.
Not point blank.
Long range.
Oh, so that's -2.
Yes. So.
Oh, no, you know what? Hold on. Sorry, guys. We just got to make sure. Long range is -1. So -1.
So 5 up.
5 up.
No.
Nope.
That's
All
misses.
torpedoes seem to have missed. The Fubuki did the reversal. So, all right. We're going to do Fubuki to Fletcher then. We are at 7 inches, so that puts me at short range. And I can fire with all my turrets, so that gives me 3 attacks and a +1. So I need 3 up. I got 2 of them. And then I need anything but it's 1 up, so. All right, I got 5 hits into the Fletcher.
Yep. Down to 4 health.
So the Fletcher is still alive, but that leaves the Northampton.
And the Portland.
Oh, and the Portland, yeah. You have an attack with the Portland. Wait, you didn't? Oh, because you went with the Fletcher first. Okay, so James is going to elect which ship to fire?
It's going to be the Portland.
Portland to Mogami. Let's see if James can do it 3 for 3 on the crits.
All right.
That's
3 up.
how many shots?
9 shots.
You get 9 shots?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, so that's 3 up. Ooh, that's basically the opposite of what I wanted. All right, so James is gonna roll.
I need to get above a 3.
Yeah, above a 3.
That's another crit right there.
2 crits. 2 crits. 2 crits. Yeah, right there.
Ooh.
Okay, so let's tally up the damage. That is 6 damage right there, and then we got 2, 2, and 2, so 6. So that's 12 damage altogether. James is gonna roll the crits. So we'll do the 1 first. And that's a 2. And then he'll roll the second one. And that's 2. So that's 2 crit 2 to the engine. Yikes. That's reduced my flank speed. Let's see by how much. So crit 2. Must move 3 before each turn. Oh, okay. Instead of moving 2, I have to move 3. So that's my rudder damage. So.
And that's 12 damage on
All right. Oh, yeah. And 12 damage. All right. James caused 12 damage and 2 crits on my Mogami. I'm down to 11 hit points on there. James is going to fire from Northampton, which is actually in short range at, how many inches was it?
18.
18 inches. So he gets 9 shots, no modifiers. He needs 4 ups.
Actually, wait, no.
Sorry, 18 inches, which makes it long range. So
Yes.
James gets -1 to his rolls. He needs a
5
5-up. And he's got a couple in there.
Got
Might
3.
just be enough. All right, James is going to roll his damage. He needs above a 3. He gets 1. 1 damage on my Mogami. So my Mogami lives to fight another turn. All right, that's the end of the gunnery phase. It was a devastating blow to the Japanese forces. The Mogami is down to 10 hit points. So it started with the most at the start of the game, at the beginning of the game, but now it's whittled down to having not much life left. I do have 2 crits here, so I will be rolling my damage control. And I have to roll enough so that I can get those 2 crits off. Otherwise, I can only make turns at 3. So I need a 4-up, which means I need to roll 6 to get both of those off of there. I rolled a 5, so I get one crit off. That brings me down to, where was it? Down to -1 flank speed, so I can only move 5 or 6. But I don't think that I will be moving because I will be off the map at that point. The Mogami is going to stand, make a last stand here, and yeah, hopefully I get initiative on the next turn. Otherwise, this is going to be an American victory. So we will be right back with turn 4. All right, so top of turn 4, we're going to roll for initiative. Here I go. Got a 3.
7.
James has got a 7. I think James can probably put this in the bag. So we will be back after movement phase. All right, this is what the board looks like after all of our movement. James is electing to fire the Portland into the Mogami to put her out of her misery. We're going to take a measurement from bridge to bridge to just see how far we are. We're probably pretty close. It's either point blank or short.
It is 6, so...
6, so that's point blank. That's a +1 to attack. So he gets 9 die.
3 up.
Yeah, I think this is it for the Mogami. Yep.
And then another 3 up.
Oh, we got a crit too. So let's
That's, yep, 1 crit.
that deflects. So let me take a look. We got 1. That's 5. Plus 3 is 8 and a crit. So let's roll the crit. It is 5. So 5. Sorry, I gotta go all the way back over here. Is weapons, which is not what I wanted. Okay. So we do have a crit on the engine and weapons now. So that means it is -1 attack die. However, James hit me with 8. So the Mogami is down to 2 hit points, still surviving, which means that I can actually fight back. I am -1 attack die. So we're going to calculate everything. Be right back. All right, guys. So James caused quite a few damage to the Mogami. 2 crits, but still alive. We got 2 hit points left. The Mogami's attack die have been divided in half, so I only get 5 this time, but I will be broadsiding the Portland. We'll see if we can get some hits in. I am at, what is it, point blank?
Point blank.
Point blank, so that's +1 to hit. I need 3 ups.
1.
The Mogami is just... Everyone's whipping boy today. All right, so I need... What do I need? I need 3 up.
3 up.
3 up.
See, the Japanese are in disbelief that they're losing to the Americans.
Well, they've definitely lost because now the Mogami is probably going to get taken out by the Northampton. So we're going to measure the distance. Bridge to bridge. That'll be to the front one. 16? 17.
17.
17. Okay, so...
Long range.
Long range, that's -1. You get 9 shots. That's the thing about the U.S. ships. Those 9 shots can be quite devastating. And that's to the chagrin of the Mogami, who has taken the brunt of all the damage here. So here we go. We need 5 ups.
Oh my god. Ooh.
Wow.
No hits.
The Northampton was so eager to take out the Mogami that they forgot to aim the turrets.
Yes.
All right, so my last gunnery action will be the Fubuki into the Portland. We are going to do torpedoes. And so, let's see. The Fubuki. I'm going to go and use all my torpedoes, but that looks to be 9 torpedoes.
Oh, sure, you're going to fire all torpedoes?
I'm going to fire all torpedoes at the Portland because really that's the last thing that I can actually do that would be meaningful since the Fubuki is also on the brink of destruction. We're going to measure bridge to bridge.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So
that is 10.
10. So that puts me at at extreme range. So that's -2. -2. So I need 6 ups. I really hope I get at least a couple 6s here. I got like 1 6, so that's kind of crappy there. But
3 up.
I need 3 up. All right, even though I got 1 hit in, torpedoes have the devastating effect, and I also have 3 damage die per hit. So basically what happens with devastating is whatever it scores on the dice is how much damage I cause to the Portland. So that means that it actually ignores the armor of the ship. So we're gonna roll for damage, and we got 13 points of damage on the Portland from the torpedo attack from the Fubuki. Sorry guys, we were calculating damage, so that's gone.
No, I'm at 1.
Oh, you're at 1? Okay, so he has 11 points of damage, which is not enough to kill it just yet. But anyway, we have one more ship in this gunnery phase, and that's the Fletcher.
Yes, it is.
And we're going to probably target the Fubuki.
Yes.
With your light guns. Let's measure the distance.
That's extreme range.
Probably extreme, yeah. But you got all 3 guns, all 3 turrets to the front. Yep, so there we go. Move it over. 18.
18.
Right? 18. So
extreme range, but that's 3 shots.
3 shots, extreme range, so you need 6 ups. Nope. So that was too far. Okay. That's basically it for gunnery phase for turn 4. I do have some damage control that I need to do. So we're going to do that. I really need to get 2 of these crits off.
Yes.
And I do with a 6. So the Mogami is going to live to turn 5 and no crits on it. But again, that's 2 hit points of damage. My Fubuki has 4. I've seriously damaged the Portland. Yeah, I don't. That's pretty much it for turn 4. So we're gonna go ahead and go to turn 5. All right, we are at turn 5. This is probably final round. We're gonna roll for initiative. See who gets it. I get a 6, so I get initiative. All right, so James gets to move first, and we'll be back after movement turn. All right, so I have initiative for turn 5. This is what the board looks like after all movement. We're circling each other. I do have some torpedoes left from that side of the Fubuki. James obviously has a Portland at full broadside against my Mogami, who can only fire with the 2 rear turrets. Northampton moved into place. Sorry for the motorcycle, guys. In order to try to take out the Fubuki. So really, what I'm going to do, this puts me in a very bad position because whichever I choose, I'm going to lose one or both ships to James's response. So I'm actually going to go Fubuki into Portland. We want to knock the Portland out. That would probably give the Mogami a fighting chance. We're going to measure from the bridge. I do have all my torpedoes.
Bridge to bridge. That is 9.
So that puts me at long range. That's -1, so I need 5 up. And I do get 9 torpedoes.
Dude, that's so...
Well, I mean, you get 9 shots per your batteries on your cruisers. So
torpedoes. That makes sense.
So yeah, long range -1. So I need 5 ups. Ooh, moly. That's actually
4.
just enough to make this interesting. So those are my hits. So now we're just rolling for damage because again these are devastating. So they ignore James's armor. Yeah, that's 11. That's 17 points of damage. I think the Portland has been sunk. Oh, just leave it there. All right, James is gonna respond with somebody.
Northampton into the Fubuki.
Oh, really? Can you see the Mogami now?
No.
Sure.
If we remove, this doesn't count as total, right?
It's sinking. So I mean, I don't think there are any rules for sinking. I think at this point because it's not there, you have line of sight.
Yeah, I'm gonna all in the Mogami.
Okay, so Northampton is gonna fire all. Well, hold on. Let's measure. Let's see your range. Your arcs on the rear turrets, rear battery. You do have 2 batteries. Yeah. Yep. That looks good.
I only have 3.
Yep. Okay. So that's 9 shots. Oh, let me get my dice out here. I think Mogami is not long for this world. Oh, and by the way, that's it for all my torpedoes. It is gone. So.
Let's do this.
9 let's measure bridge to bridge. Let's just make sure. So I'll hold this right there. 15.
Yep, rounding up 16.
So 16. What does that put you at?
16. That puts me at short range.
Okay. So no modifiers. He needs a 4-up. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay. So we now need 3-ups. So the one crit. Actually, the Mogami has been sunk, even without the crit. But let's roll for the crit anyway. It is 7. So crit of 7. I gotta turn back here, guys. Crit of 7 is weapons, but it doesn't matter. Mogami has been sunk. James is gonna flip it over. I'm gonna flip my card. That's my heavy cruiser out.
Exchange.
So that leaves brave little Fubuki against a Northampton heavy cruiser and a Fletcher.
Has taken no damage this entire game.
Yeah, so the Northampton is unscathed in his battle because it keeps sailing off from the battle. So anyway, okay, so James has the Fletcher left.
3 shots into...
Okay, so let's measure the distance, see where we're at.
Bridge to bridge, that is 14.
14?
14.
Check your range on your card.
14, that is going to be at long range.
Long range, so -1 to hit.
So I need 5 ups. I got 1.
1, okay, so anything...
That's damage.
And that's game, guys. So that was 4 damage. Fubuki is gone. So all 3 IJN ships have been sunk. This was actually a very well-fought game. I had a lot of fun. James also had a lot of fun. I think we see the value of playing Victory at Sea. So much so that I've actually ordered the IJN fleet, and James will be ordering the US fleet, so you'll be seeing a lot more Victory at Sea on the channel. It is way too much fun. And as you saw, we were circling each other and hunting each other down. I'm glad that I was able to sink the Portland. That actually was...
Portland to survive.
Yeah, so I actually killed a Fletcher and a Portland. James obviously killed all of my fleet, but the Japanese gave it a good go. That Mogami was a crit magnet and also a magnet for all the shots, but it took till turn 5 to knock it out. And obviously the Fubuki did a devastating hit, couple hits on the Portland outside of the initial hits from the Mogami to the Portland the first turn. So yeah, that was pretty exciting. All right, guys, Victory at Sea. A lot of fun. I'm sure we made a lot of mistakes, guys pointed out in the comments below. If you like this video, go ahead and click like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Hit the bell notification icon to get notified of all new Victory at Sea battle reports coming out of the channel, and then click the link in the description below to join our Discord server. That is the best way that James and I can personally interact with you, chit-chat to you about Victory at Sea, and any other game that we cover on the channel. That's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more Victory at Sea battle reports from Wargaming Noob Historical.